Hi guys, it's Christina Bina. So today I decided to do a video about random facts. So I am a fan of like super useless knowledge. I am full of useless things. I don't know where they come from, I don't know why I know them, but I know them, so I'm going to share them with you today so that you know them. I hate being the only one that knows useless facts, and sometimes it comes in handy and sometimes it just makes for a really weird conversation. Ever wonder where the term best man came from for a wedding? 'Cause I do. So, way back in the day, and I'm talking like centuries ago, so many centuries ago, the best man would actually be holding a sword, standing next to the groom. The reasoning behind it is kind of morbid, but not all at the same time. It makes sense for that era in time. I don't know. Grammar people, it's hard. English is hard. So the reason why the best man was positioned beside the groom wielding a sword was because if he needed to, he could jump in front of the groom and protect him. You know, like if an angry lover didn't want the wedding to happen, or, you know, the father of the bride would like back out because a lot of the time it was arranged marriages back then. And marriages back then were arranged for either financial gain or to boost the status of a family so that they could get ahead. So it used to actually be called the best swordsman. So he would literally pick the best swordsman that he knew to be his best man at his wedding. And while we are on the topic of weddings, bridesmaids. Ladies, bridesmaids. Do you know where they came from? How many brides do you know that have been so angry because somebody wore white on their wedding date? They wore something so similar to their dress because they want to stand out. They want to be pretty. They want to be unique. Guess what, ladies? That was not the purpose. That is not how weddings are supposed to work at all. Sorry to burst your bubble. So what ended up happening was bridesmaids were chosen based on their appearances. So they would pick bridesmaids that looked very close to the bride, and then they would dress them almost the exact same as the bride. And this was to ensure that no evil spirits could harm the bride. And it also made sure that if somebody wanted to assassinate said bride on wedding day, before the nuptials could begin, they would be confused and potentially assassinate a bridesmaid. So if you're a bridesmaid, man, life was rough. So this next one is something that we all used to do as a kid. I do it with my kid all the time, and it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny, but not all at the same time. Because when you think about how many kids actually do this, and they have no idea where it originated from and like what it means, it's kind of funny. In a way. So it's a pinky swear. How many of you have done a pinky swear? It was used by the Japanese mafia, believe it or not. So what would happen is when you made a deal with the Japanese mafia and you broke that deal or promise to them, they would come after you and they would cut off your pinky finger. So you were essentially giving them a pinky promise. It's weird, but it makes sense, and it's kind of morbid in a way because children do it all the time, but yet it's like it's a mafia move. Weird. Eventually it migrated into the Americas, and over time it lost the influence of I'm gonna chop off your pinky if you double cross me, if you lie to me, that kind of thing, and it lost all that, and now it's just you hook pinkies and you make a pinky promise, and yeah. So cakes originally were a thing in Greek mythology, made cakes a thing, believe it or not. And it's actually kind of cool. I like this one. This one's actually pretty cool. Ancient Greeks would offer a cake with candles to the goddess Artemis. She was the goddess of the moon. So they would make a wish on a moon-shaped cake, hence why we usually have round cakes. And upon making that wish, you blow out the candles and everybody wishes you a happy birthday. But that wish that you made when you were blowing out those candles were believed to bring that wish up to the goddess of the moon. And hopefully she would get it and grant your wish. Another really cool tradition that happened was actually in Germany. And some people will argue and say that that's where circle cakes and candles and all that originated from, was in Germany. They're really not 100% sure where it came from. But in Germany, what they would do is they would put an extra birthday candle on your cake. So if you were turning 24, they'd put 25 on it. That way, when you blew out the candles, you would have good fortune for next year. And my last quick fact of the day is so strange. I don't know how I know this, but I know this, and it's weird how I know this. It was like tucked away in like the back part of my brain in like a vault or like a filing cabinet way back there. But it has to do with doorknobs, you guys. Brass doorknobs. I don't know how many of you know this, but every single doorknob used to be made out of brass. And this is because brass has a property in it that is antibacterial, so it kills germs on contact. So making doorknobs out of brass, every time somebody would touch it, there would be no germs on the doorknob. Genius! Why? Why is this it's not a thing. Why isn't this a thing anymore? It needs to come back. Brass doorknobs need to make a comeback. But yeah, so those are like random facts of the day. So if your house has brass doorknobs, you guys do not paint over them. If you've painted over them, shame. Shame, so much shame. Try to get the paint off, polish them up, and keep using them. It saves you from having to disinfect them all the time. It's got natural stuff in it, so it's not going to hurt you. And overall, it's just really cool. How many of you can actually say, yeah, I've got brass doorknobs? Because they are like from way back in the day. This is a nice and short and sweet video. I will eventually come at you with maybe some more random facts because I like useless knowledge. It's great. I love having it. Sometimes. Sometimes not so much. This is why I'm bad at math. There's no room for math in this brain. It's just full of useless information. And just a friendly reminder, don't forget to check out my Instagram page. There is stuff posted there all the time. Sometimes I post stuff there before I get to post the video that I've made. So if you want a sneak peek into upcoming videos, definitely check that out. It is at the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. You guys don't want to miss the stuff that's coming. Trust me, it's pretty cool. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!